to Snow Country, Minneapolis, Minnesota. I'm Frank Herzog along with Gary Thompson. I think we're going to have a whale of a game today.
Well, we got Iowa State out of the Big 8 Conference. They were second place finisher, and Miami of Ohio, the champions out of the Mid-America. It shapes up as a great battle.
Two good schools from Corn Country. Miami of Ohio, the Redskins. Miami of Ohio, the mother of fraternities, birthplace of the McGuffey Readers, the cradle of coaches, Oxford, Ohio. And their fine star, number 34, all-everything, Ron Harper.
Well, he's the player of the year in the Mid-American Conference. He ranked in the top 5 in 3 categories in the nation: scoring, rebounding, and assists. And as Johnny Orr said, wherever Ron Harper goes, there goes the ball.
Ron Harper and the Redskins go up against a mighty good Iowa State team. Iowa State, known for agriculture, engineering, veterinary medicine, and graduating more athletes than any other school in the Big 8. Their star, a walk-on guard, number 14, Jeff Hornacek.
Well, Jeff Hornacek's a very intelligent player. He's a coach's coach on the floor. He leads the Big 8 in career assists, set that record. He's only the second player in Big 8 history to have over 600 assists and 1,000 points.
Promises to be a whale of a game. Got two good teams, and for the first time today, this crowd of 27,000, the Iowa fans are up and shouting. It could get noisy. We'll be back to introduce the starting lineups in just a moment. 27,500 tickets were sold as of yesterday for this NCAA tournament spectacle inside the Metrodome. We've got a big crowd here today. I don't know if we're up to 27,500 yet or not, but it's not going to be long. The officials for today's game, Don Rutledge, Jack Hannon, and Tom Harrington. They, too, are involved in a tournament of their own, a selection to see who gets to work the Final Four. Now, for our starting lineups, let's go to the public address announcer, Bob Casey.
Ladies and gentlemen, Game 2 of the NCAA Championship Series between Iowa State, a record of 20-10, and Miami of Ohio, 24-6. Now here are your starting lineups. For Miami, and a forward, number 14 at 6'6", a freshman, Karlton, Clayborne. From Iowa State, a forward, number 44, 6'5", a sophomore, Jeff Grayer. From Miami, a forward, number 34 at 6'6", a senior, Ron Harper. From Iowa State, a forward, number 11 at 6'4", a senior, Ron Virgil. From Miami, number 44, 6'7", a sophomore, Lamont Hanna. From Iowa State, number 33 at 6'9", a junior, Sam Hill. From Miami, a guard, number 32 at 6'3", a sophomore, Todd Straker. From Iowa State, a guard, number 3 at 6'3", a sophomore, Gary Thompkins. From Miami, a guard, number 10 at 5'9", a junior, Newsome. From Iowa State, a guard, number 14 at 6'3", a senior, Jeff Hornacek. The coach of Iowa State, Johnny Orr, and the coach of Miami, Peirson.
And Redskins, NCAA Tournament Basketball. We'll return with the opening tip-off after these messages. We're ready to go. Miami University against Iowa State. Iowa State, there you see your starters. This starting 5 for Iowa State has started 29 out of 30 games this year. Iowa State comes in at 20-11. This is the first time, though, that these two teams have met on the basketball floor. They're about the same size, good quickness, same. They look almost like mirror images, don't they?
That's right. Neither one. Iowa State always worries about size disadvantage, but this is one time that they're equal to the size of Miami.
We are underway. Miami will control. Good man-to-man matchup underneath. And the first shot of the day. We got a miss and a rebound. Cyclones pushing it up the floor. Harper with a steal. And Virgil saves it from being a fast break basket.
Well, Harper should have bounced the ball off there. The hands always go right out at waist high when you're going to go for the interceptions. But Harper, tremendous steals. We mentioned on the top of the show, he ranks in the top 5 of 3 categories. One of them is steal, a little bit, almost 3.5 steals a game, and that's tremendous.
They set it up again. They want to get the ball to Harper.
Well, they do a lot of picking, no matter where Harper starts in the offense, on the wing where he is now or down on the blocks. They end up picking, and he sees the ball. Good little player there, Newsome, number 10, little 5'9" guard out of Toledo, was a second teamer in the Mid-American Conference.
There's Harper, and he can't hit it. Nice save.
Good save by Hornacek. Hornacek, good rebounding guard, averages almost 4 rebounds a game for that guard position.
They put a cap on the basket here. They just can't find it, Gary.
Well, kind of unusual. Tompkins is not a shooter from that range, has done a good job this year of controlling himself and knowing what his role is in his range of shooting. Even though his percentage of shots has been good, he just doesn't range that far.
Down the lane, nice drive and a chance for a 3-point play. 44, Lamont Hanna, a starter today in place of Jeff First at center.
Well, you see Hanna right here, brings Hill up as he puts the ball over. Hill gets, it was not Hill back there on the front side. It was Hill picking him up as he goes for the basket and a chance to go for the 3-point opportunity.
Yeah, here's his weakness, 42% foul shooter. But he got that one. It's a 3-0 game on a 3-point play by Lamont Hanna. Cyclones bring it up. A motion team. Like the man-to-man defense, like to play you straight up.
Yeah, both clubs will play a lot of man-for-man. Good help that time by Hanna inside of the hedge.
Oh, there's a steal. Harper.
Big start for Miami here. And a good lead pass out to Hanna, and he just takes it home.
Five nothing. We've played just 2 minutes here in the first half of this game.
I think Iowa State right now, they run their offense. Look for that guy 44, number Jeff Grayer. Good way to start with him inside.
Miami's really packed inside there, Gary.
Well, there's the guy that's equal LeBron Harper. He's a tremendous talented player. He's a kid that's overlooked in the Big 8 Conference because he's in the shadow of Danny Manning, but he's coming out of that. He had a great Big 8 final against Kansas, 25 points and 6 rebounds, and most of that coming a lot when Manning was covering him.
We got a 5-2 ball game. Miami leads. 17:20 left to go in the first half. Frank Herzog with Gary Thompson in Minnesota.
Great matchup of stars on this end, too, because you got Grayer, one of the top defensive players of the Big 8 Conference, covering Ron Harper.
Oh, that's a pretty baseline shot. Eric Newsome with his first bucket of the day.
Well, he's the 7th all-time scorer with 1,249 points for Miami, so he's able to light it up and give some outside help to Harper.
Rebounds. Let's see what they can run. Nope. They're going to settle it down. Iowa State is back. You see the Iowa State bench right there, all in yellow. Johnny Orr is sitting down off the floor area. He's a laid-back veteran coach. This is his 6th year there.
Well, he can get with it, Frank. He can get excited about this game, and you might see him pop up off the bench a few times before this afternoon's over.
We got a foul. First one of the day, and it's Hornacek who gets it.
There's really good matchups. Gary Tompkins for Iowa State's a good defensive player, and he's on Eric Newsome, a little 5'9" guard. He's quick. Hornacek picks up the foul here, reaching in.
Second foul on Iowa State. No team fouls on Miami so far. 7-2. Miami leads. Early going. Both teams. Oh, Miami seems to have a little bit more poison. I'm surprised by that. They had a lot of trouble getting into town.
Hill makes a good block, but off the block it falls in the hands of Clayborne. He gets it down for 2, and Miami's roared out here to a 9-2 lead.
7-point edge. Iowa State trying to get the good shot. Again at Miami defense. Look at them pack inside there. They're all in the paint. Good shot.
Grayer has really increased his range of shooting. He was a basket player last year most of the time, but he's brought it out where he'll hit the 15 to 18-foot shot.
All right, Iowa State coming back now. Hornacek. And a chance for a three-point play.
That's the Cyclones game. They have to lead normally in steals, and causing turnovers enables them to get in the transition break. Here you see Hornacek. Staker kind of fell down, goes up, hits Hornacek across the arm, and Hornacek gets it down, and a chance to get Iowa State back in it.
He can pull them within 2 now with 15:40 left to go in the first half. Nope. And a tip is a miss. There's that man again, Ron Harper.
Averages 11.6 rebounds a game in addition to that 24/7 scoring average.
You know, Al McGuire talks about teams having an aircraft carrier. This guy may be the fleet. He's been in double figures 29 times this year. Double figures in rebounding 23 times. He got 98 steals, 70 block shots, 60 dunks. And occasionally he gets help.
Now Hanna going after it, and they look like they're attacking Hill inside, who's been known to get in foul trouble, and they're really trying to jam the ball down inside here in the early going.
Meanwhile, the Cyclones just can't find the range.
Look at the speed of Newsome. He blew by Thompson.
And Harper missed the dunk. Newsome again. And again they can't get it in.
Good spin dribble by Thompkins.
Looked the man off with a nice steal.
Great hustle by Staker to get back and break it up.
That's 3 turnovers for Iowa State so far.
Excuse me, Frank. I think Tompkins wanted to take that ball himself and got cut off, and then went back to the pass, and it was too late.
All right, Miami going to set it up. Here's Harper way out on top. Playing a little quarterback, huh?
He'll start there. Watch him down. That ends what
There
Johnny Orr said. It ends up in his hands. Good job by Grayer there, Frank, of screening Harper as he missed the shot. He went back for the ball, but Grayer screened him off. And as you said, this defense, they're giving up 12 and 13-footers right now. Iowa State's going to have to make them.
That time, Ronnie Virgil did. Almost a steal, but it's going to be a foul. Going to be a foul against him, his first of the day, right after he scores the bucket. A little too aggressive. There's a timeout on the court with the score. Miami 11, Iowa State 8. There's Jerry Peirson, the head coach of Miami of Ohio. Second year here. His record is 44-17 going in. Coach of the year in the Mid-America Conference. He was the rookie coach of the year last year. And he's been at Miami of Ohio forever, hasn't he?
Well, he was an assistant there at Miami for 15 years. And on the other side, on the Iowa State bench, sits Jim Hallahan, one of Johnny Orr's assistants. He was a teammate with Peirson at Miami of Ohio. They played in the 60s, about 65, 6, and 7, somewhere in there together. So
he looks very intense, but he's kind of an easygoing guy. He's a lot of fun.
Well, he's led this club 2 straight 20-win seasons. Shooting percentages, Miami off to a red-hot start, 5 of 7, 71%.
Oh, there's Hornacek. What a pretty steal, excuse me. Pretty steal, and now they can't get the shot. But we'll get a foul. There's Ron Virgil again, trying to make something happen.
Looks like
it's going to go against him. Right. That's 2 fouls on Virgil.
There's Hornacek, who holds the career steal record for Iowa State, makes it right here. Going to come down. A little crossover dribble there, beats the defensive man inside to Virgil, goes up, but the defensive man planted right there, and Virgil called for the offensive foul.
They've got to reach him. This time it's Hornacek who gets the foul. And real quickly, Iowa State's getting in foul trouble here. That's 5 team fouls on them, the second on Hornacek.
Well, they've come with the trap. Looked like they had a good double team over there. They got Hornacek called for the foul. I think that's his second.
This, if you're wondering, is an elevated floor at the Metrodome. It's about 30 inches off the artificial surface of the football field. And it is a brand new basketball floor, $35,000 worth. The rims, and everything is brand new. In fact, the players have said the rims are a little tight.
Yeah, that's one thing to watch for, is that I noticed in the first game we did Akron and Michigan, that there were some long rebounds, and shooting on this floor yesterday, you could really tell that these were tight rims.
LaFester Rhodes. Excuse me, that's Eddie Schilling who's in the ball game. The substitution. Driving the baseline there. We got contact again. Is that another foul? That's another foul on Ron Virgil, and that's 3. They're going to have to put him down.
And now you've got Orr up off the bench. I told you that he can be aggressive, and he'll go after him, but he's upset with the last 2 calls as Virgil picks up his second, and Iowa State, or his third? Is that the third
foul? That's his third foul, 7 minutes into the ball game. That hurts.
He adds chemistry. That hurts Iowa State. Ron Virgil sitting down. He's the kind of kid that can get out. He can make things happen. You see Johnny Orr, he's upset. He's unhappy.
He suddenly got interested, real interested here. What's going on? He's really turned this program around. You know, they used to average about 6,400 people a game at Iowa State. This year they average 14,000.
Back-to-back 20-win seasons. First time ever that Iowa State's been in the 20-win column.
11-8. Miami leads. Tight ball game here. We expect a little bit more run and gun. They're running and they're gunning, but they're not hitting anything. Harper with a steal.
Bad selection right there. Had no chance of 2 defensive men between himself, Thompkins, and the receiver Hornacek.
Well, Iowa State's had problems. They've got 5 turnovers so far, 16 fouls. Next foul, Miami goes into the bonus situation. And we're still 12 minutes to go in the first half. Harper stripped. They doubled him that time.
Greer, good defensive job.
Pretty shot. Pretty shot.
Elmer Robinson made the All-Big 8 bench team for those kids that come off the bench and really play well. He's been playing excellent basketball for Johnny Orr off the bench. Gives them offense.
Now we're down to what we expected, a 1-point game. They're still playing at man defense. Inside, and another collision. The foul's on 44. He fouled 44. That's his first.
Well, Jeff Greer helping out Sammy Hill. And, you know, they switched. They were originally going with Jeff First as a starter, but they went to Lamont Hanna. And I think that reason is Hanna is quicker in there. They can take it inside, and they're really challenging on Sam Hill, trying to get him in some foul trouble.
Hill's not very big. Not a lot of bulk there.
And I think he's going to have to lay off of him, drop back, make Hanna show that he can hit the outside shot instead of pressing him, letting him get the advantage going for the basket.
Missed the second one. And the Cyclones again have a chance to tie.
3-2 zone. Ron Hunter up there in the top of that. Oh,
They got under it and he walked. Hanna leads Miami right now with 6 points. Greer leads Iowa State with 4.
Well, turnovers is killing Iowa State. They got to feel lucky right now to only be down 2 to this fine Miami Ohio ball club.
I'm a little surprised by this, Gary, because Iowa State got in on time yesterday. They went through their full practice and everything. Miami of Ohio, they never did get into practice yesterday because of all the storm problems and trying to fly. Their luggage got lost. I heard at one point it was in Texas somewhere.
A little tough for us, too. We never got to see him play until they came out here on the court to warm up. So
Newsome with his first foul. And that's 2 team fouls now on Miami. Coaches will substitute, try to settle things down a little bit. Virgil's coming back in. He's going to be playing with 3 fouls here in the first half. So Johnny Orr taking a bit of a gamble here with his guard. Miami's effectively taken Hornacek out of his game so far. Now, just as I say that, he pops a jumper. And the coaches it in.
Gets the roll. Those rims we talked about softened up a little bit there, and I think it's Hornacek's basket.
4 points for Hornacek. Averages about 14 a game. They're going to give it to Robinson. They're going to give it to Robinson. Despite what we say.
Beautiful pass by Schilling.
Cleveland State is leading Indiana 60-53 in the second half.
Boy, there's some shockers around on scores. Sometimes they don't always hold up. Akron gave Michigan all they wanted in this first game, winning 70-64.
Virgil with a rebound. We got another foul. This time it's going against Miami. I believe against Eric Newsome.
He picks up now 2 quick ones. And they're going to set him down, give him a rest.
also into the ball game. David Moss, the senior forward. He comes in for Sam Hill.
Had a great performance in the Big 8 conference tournament in the semifinals. Iowa State was in a lot of foul trouble. They were playing Nebraska. He got 8 points and 7 rebounds and really took Iowa State out of trouble.
Wants to be a sportscaster when he's done playing basketball. Works in the offseason at WOI TV. And he's not a bad free throw shooter. He's hit 12 of his last 13 on top of it. Oh, we got a hack right there. So Ron Hunter will get his first foul. Miami now with 4 team fouls. Again, though, Iowa State's already over the limit. 12-12 tie. And I'm surprised, aren't you, Gary, that it's gone this slow with 12-12?
Well, yes. I think the kids, both clubs, Harper struggled a little bit here, come out a little tight in their shooting, and I think we're going to see them loosen up and got some jams and some whatnot that helped the percentages, but haven't really shot the ball well.
Five points for Jeff Grayer. And he gives Iowa State the lead for the first time today. That's a timeout of the court for the score. Iowa State 13, Miami of Ohio 12. Cyclone is strutting his stuff for the first time this afternoon. Iowa State came out with 6 turnovers and 7 quick fouls, and it looked like it was going to be a long day for Johnny Orr and company, but Cy's finally got the chance to strut. There's Johnny Orr. I talked to an assistant coach yesterday. He said, you know, the last time we looked at films as a team was in December. He said, we looked at 10 minutes of Miami of Ohio, and that's it. Orr likes to keep things simple. He likes to play his people. He likes to get a lot of motion. He likes them to think on their own out there on the floor.
Iowa State picking up full court defense that time in a trap. 1-2-2 situation.
Can't get the shot. Can't get the follow. At point blank range. And there's that little Virgil again with another rebound.
Well, Harper off the jump that time was covered up, dropped it off inside, and Miami missed 2 great opportunities to score.
Hornacek. Telegraphed that pass, didn't he?
Well, Schilling was dropped off in there, and Hornacek needed to close the gap if he used his dribble, but it's tough to go in when that guy's laying off about 6 feet off of you to pass it inside.
Oh, pretty. Schilling couldn't get it from point blank range either. And here come the Cyclones. Pretty shot.
Moss really gathered himself that time. Took his time as he got the pass, squared around the basket. You could just see him kind of pause and put it up off the glass.
2 points, and he averages 3 a game. So already we got a foul again. This time against Miami's Lamont Hanna. That'll be his first. This telecast is presented by authority of the NCAA, and any use of this program without written consent is prohibited. The announcers for this program have been approved and contracted by NCAA Productions. Transportation arrangements provided through Fugazi International Travel, the official travel agency for NCAA championships. 15-12, Iowa State leading. Their biggest lead so far in the ball game. They took over the lead at 13-12.
Miami changing up defenses. They'll do a lot of that, man for man.
What are they doing now? It looks just packed in there. It looks like a zone, and whatever they're doing, it's working. I think maybe it's confused Iowa State a little.
Hornacek almost out of play. Made a great save.
Harper can't get it to drop. That's about 3 times now. He's taken shots and done everything but drop. Hornacek on the drive.
Good job right there. He got cut off. Didn't get the angle to the basket. Was able to switch and use his left hand and get it up off the glass. And Iowa State is roaring back from that early 7-point deficit. Now they've got themselves a 5-point lead.
Inside goes Miami again. This time it'll be another 3-point play opportunity for Lamont Hanna.
And Hanna, you can tell, is effective, but you can read him real quick right there that he is going to always fake and try and go to the basket. You look at Coach Miami coach right there, Jerry Peirson. Here's the transition game that Iowa State likes. You see Hornacek here gets in deep. Now has to come back with the left hand, and a tough layup because he took off out there about 7 or 8 feet away. Whew. Big rebound by Greer.
Missed the free throw. 66-59. Cleveland State leads Indiana. 66-59. A 7-point lead. Still in the second half. Another turnover against Iowa State. That's number 8.
They got the ball where they wanted it. Travel on Greer down inside.
17-14. Iowa State leads. We have clock ticking down to 7:15 right now. Frank Herzog along with Gary Thompson in Minnesota. It has snowed here for 2 out of the last 3 days.
Harper misfiring that time with Hanna. Goes up. Hanna turned. Thought he was going up for the jump shot and turned his head.
That's 5 turnovers for Miami. They got 13 total turnovers in the first half of this game. That's enough for a normal game.
Iowa State likes to run off a high post, but it hasn't been as effective. That's what they're going to get, is that outside shooting, because as you said so many times, Frank, Miami's just sinking back right in there. They're practically in the paint with 5 guys.
Trap defense by the Cyclones. Now they set up.
They'll drop back Iowa State man for man. Unless they get in some foul trouble, serious foul trouble, John York keeps his club man for man.
Jeff Greer has got the unenviable task of guarding Harper. There he is free across the lane, but he hasn't been able to get one. Harper has but 2 points. I think he's about 1 for 5. And at the other end, look, the driving shot by Iowa State's Gary Thompkins.
Iowa State now getting out as Miami calls timeout on that transition game, and that's the game that they like to play.
A 7-point lead. Timeout of the court. Our score, Iowa State 21, Miami of Ohio 14.
Well, we'll show you why Iowa State has busted out to a 21-14 point lead now, and that's their ability to get out on a transition. Greer with a great rebound to Hornacek. He looks down court, gets it ahead to Thompkins, and you see he takes the pass to the basket, gets it up off the glass, and Iowa State has got their running game going.
Hornacek, co-captain, all Big 8. This is his 107th straight start.
Miami shooting a cold now, 6 for 15, only 40%. Iowa State is heated up with those transition baskets, 10 out of 18, 56%.
Action underneath. You just saw somebody hit the deck. Getting a little physical down there. Hornacek. Cheek back inside. Whoa! My goodness, there was a follow.
I'll tell you what's happening on that, though. They're doubling up on Harper. Greer's fronting him. He got loose. Moss went to help. That left Hanna open to come in, and he slams it down with authority.
That's his 10th point of the afternoon. May exhibit a little frustration, too. He just kind of blew off some steam. Here comes Miami again. They're down by 5.
Moss a little off balance with that shot, falling backwards.
Pretty drive. There's Harper. A follow and a chance for a 3-point play.
Now watch Harper. He hasn't got it really going yet. He's starting to get into the flow, but he acts like he's really not doing much, and he floats along, and he's so smooth that all of a sudden, boom, he's to that basket and he's got position. Watch here. Newsome comes in. The little guy splits the defense, goes up, and again going to help. You see Harper got inside of Greer that time, and then Moss over the top.
So Greer's mistake was trying to help out on the driving shot. He's going to have to watch Harper.
He's going to have to watch Harper. Harper, a great rebounder, as we said, averaging over 11, and has extreme quickness in there. And you see how he was able to get to the board. Of course, he's great jumping ability.
He converts a 3-point play. Miami of Ohio's jumped right back into this, cut the lead to 2 now. Clock is moving down to 5 minutes. We're in the first half here at the Metrodome in Minneapolis. That's Hornacek with the ball. They're going to call a foul. I don't know. I might have called a jump ball there. Harper's going to get it. That's his first. That is 16 fouls now.
You see Iowa State down. The lob pass comes into Robinson, and Harper going over, and you see he does come to him as Robinson had the pass to the basket. Great defensive player, Harper, too. Last year was the defensive player of the year in the Mid-American Conference, so he can do it all. much the same way as Grayer. We mentioned about him being tough defense, and he's got the job of covering Harper, and so far has done an excellent job. Now you got Harper out on the front. Miami continually changing defense. They're back to a 3-2 zone.
Harper the rebound. They got a break right here. 2-on-1. Schilling could not hold on to the ball long enough to put it in. The pretty drive, though.
Schilling, I think, was asking for the basket, which was tipped in. Miami showing that they can get out, and it all started when Harper got up. He went right over the top. Is on the backside of Iowa State. Went over the top, got the rebound, kicked out, got their break going.
Missed the free throw.
Schilling last year led the Mid-American Conference in assists.
He holds the all-time single-game record for Miami with 14.
So it shows that he can run this ball club too, and he's in there. Although Newsome has done a heck of a job. He's so quick.
21-20. We got a 1-point game with 4.5 minutes left to go in the first half.
Been some surges by both clubs. First Miami, then Iowa State come back, and now the Redskins have made another run at it.
Here they go again with a rebound this time. Jeff Schilling driving that offense, trying to get something working here. Clayborne's back in the game. Oh, they couldn't get the Harper.
Great defense by Grayer reading that play.
Pretty pass by Sam Hill. Can they convert it? No. Yes, they can eventually.
You don't get it the first time, give it that second effort. That's what Thompkins did. Johnny Orr looking a little bit more pleased right there now.
Well, he's starting to get a little better balance with his scoring, too. Hornacek was 6, and Thompkins now, that was his 4th. Robinson's got 4. Grayer's got 5. Clayborne back off the bench with his 2nd field goal.
Good-looking freshman, played in the Ohio North-South All-Star game, averaged 19 points and 5 rebounds in high school.
Doesn't make any difference. They didn't call it.
Well, Miami got the basket anyhow. They had numbers again. They had a 2-on-1 situation. The pass throwing just a little bit behind him. He had to wait for it, but Newsome gets the jumper.
Shot clock has not been a factor in this game. Have you noticed? They could probably play with a 15-second clock.
Iowa State stretching that zone. They're actually in a 1-4 setup with Hornacek on the point.
Tough shot and a good one by Grayer.
Well, he likes that baseline, and Iowa State needs to get that ball to him as much as possible. I think he'll be able to operate down in there.
At one point, Iowa State led by 7. It's back to a 1-point lead. Miami jumped out 9-2 early in the game.
And you see why Schilling is a good assist man. Good pass right there to Harper.
I think these two teams are kind of like a couple of fighters. We've watched about the first 4 rounds of a fight here. They're feeling each other out. 2 fouls now on Sam Hill. Harper at the line.
This is about, when you look at his stats and everything that he's done, Harper, this is his one deficiency probably, is free throw. He's only 66.3 from the line. He rolls one in.
I honestly believe that Ron Harper may be the most over-publicized, underrated player in America. He's the worst kept secret in college basketball now, because everybody has written stories saying, boy, this guy's a secret. Nobody knows about him. The NBA scouts would love to have him. They've written so many of those stories now that he's well known because he's unknown.
Well, making the second All-American team speaks for itself, because in this day and age, there's a lot of great players.
We've seen one NBA general manager here today, Washington Bullets general manager Bob Perry, and I know he's looking at Ron Harper.
Now you see Miami 1-3-1 zone. They're giving Iowa State a lot of defensive looks.
First bucket for Sam Hill. Still at 27-26, 1-point Iowa State lead. Schilling with a shot. We got a foul underneath against Iowa State. Foul is on Sam Hill, and that'll be 3 on him. They've got him for 2. We got him for 3.
It isn't on Sam Hill.
It isn't
He's
on
on
Sam
the line.
Hill.
I thought the official put up 3-3 when he signaled it.
Maybe it's Lampy. Tim Lampy, number 33, the other way. His first foul. Lampy, the senior, 6'8", 230-pound senior.
Lampy, a transfer out of Cleveland State, who's right now giving Indiana trouble.
Yeah. Sam Hill did not convert the one-on-one. And he's a 75% free throw shooter. So
here's Miami operating again out of that 1-4 offense. A lot of picks. Look at Harper. He'll just move down. They bring him down to pick and then try and post him up on the baseline.
Air ball. Shot an air ball.
I tell you, Grayer's giving him fits. Not from that particular defense there, but he is on him tight.
Pretty shot and no call. Trying to get all the charge.
And that's 6 for Robinson off the bench. We said that he has given Iowa State a lot of offense, particularly late in the season here.
But they'll call it the other way. The driving shot, they're going to call a charge.
Well, he'll count the basket here as I saw it.
Ron Hunter.
Right.
Hunter's second foul. And that was his first bucket of the day. The guy who averages about 9 points a game. To the line, Elmer Robinson. Take it back, 44. Grayer.
Then we look at the other side for Iowa State, a great player, but again, he struggles at the free throw line, only 61.5 from that charity strike.
He can't convert that.
Miami a chance to take the lead again.
Now we got another whistle inside, and this time it is Sam Hill who gets his third personal foul. So to the line now goes Miami of Ohio. They'll substitute. David Moss will come back in quickly for Hill. I believe it's Lampy who'll shoot the free throws.
Fouls really mounting up on Iowa State. Got Hill with 3. We had Virgil early with 3. So 2 of their starters.
Lampy was a starter last year. Lost his job to first. Started about 24 games last year, I think.
Got 8 starts this year. But not seeing as much action. Down to about 10 minutes per game.
Got them both. 55% free throw shooter, and he hits them both. So I think we're going to throw those stats out the window today. They don't mean anything in this game.
Now Miami, which was down 7, 21-14. They've taken the lead back 30-29.
Minute and 10 seconds left to go here in the first half. Iowa State wants to look for a good shot. We're talking about lead here. Big psychological advantage going to the dressing room with a lead.
Once they run it down here, I was going to say they're getting a chance to get 2 for 1 on the shots on the clock, but they're going to run it down where Miami is going to have the last shot of the half.
We're at 8 seconds on the shot clock. 5, 4, 3. Oh, a clutch jumper.
That isn't normally the guy you look for outside when you're running it down for the 20-footer, but Thompkins gets it down, and it should say he has been shooting well percentage-wise. 59.5. You can't get much better than that. Iowa State electing now as Miami's going to kill the clock and go for 1 here.
Harper wants the ball.
But Iowa State coming out and putting some pressure on.
He's called the play. He got the play from Jerry Peirson over on the bench. Here goes Schilling to run the offense. 31-30 Iowa State. Harper's shot. He can't buy one. Iowa State. Almost. Whale of a first half like 2 heavyweights. We're at the 8-round mark. That's the end of the first half with the score. Iowa State 31, Miami of Ohio 30. We'll be back after these messages and a local station break. This is an NCAA Productions telecast.
No, I am not. You're ashamed to go out with me.
I personally wouldn't trash a friendship over it.
You can't do this and respect yourself.
What's the big deal? I like her. Listen, my best friend is conversing with a mutant.
He's going to use you and then throw you away.
Well, I'll make that decision, all right?
Pretty in Pink, rated PG-13.
Now showing at the Riviera in Des Moines and the bar.
It's Iowa State by a single point at halftime by Miami of Ohio. The winner of this game you're watching gets to play Michigan, the Big Ten champion, tomorrow. Coach of Michigan is here with us, Bill Frieder. You've been watching this first half. What did you think?
Well, I thought it was a well-played game. Miami went 5 minutes or so without a basket. They seemed to be stuck on 12. But then they came back, and Iowa State has got good balance and great quickness. I think Grayer's doing a pretty good defensive job on Harper, so I think it's a great game.
You're a head coach, and you got all these assistants that work for you. Why are you watching this game?
Well, you know, we're going to go back pretty soon, but we're going to meet with our kids right now to decide whether we want to go back now or wait till the end of this game. But I'm just watching and relaxing. The other guys are working.
What do you worry about in this tournament now? You had a little shaky start in your game.
Well, you just have to, what's happened already is behind us, and now we have to get ready for the winner of this game, and that's the most important thing, our next opponent.
When that game started, you did not start Roy Tarpley today because of what we heard was a minor problem on the team. Can you elaborate on that any?
That's all it was, a very minor thing. In fact, he did such a great job handling it that I felt bad that I did it, but it was just something I didn't want to ignore, and I decided not to start him, and now it's over, but it was very minor.
You've been here before. You're the veteran coach in this tournament. What do you need to do to survive?
Well, we have to play 40 minutes of good basketball, and that includes all phases. Our rebounding was not good today. We did play a pretty good second half, but now it's getting to the point where you better play 40 minutes of excellent game ball.
All right, Bill. Well, they tell me the team that wins this thing usually struggles in its first game. Maybe that's a good sign.
Well, I hope that's the clue.
Thank you for talking with us. We'll be back with more of our halftime activities right after these messages. Halftime, 31-30. You heard Bill Frieder talk about what a heavyweight fight this was. Both teams make a little mistakes. Both teams a little tentative. The thing that impresses me as Gary Thompson as I look at this score sheet is the balanced scoring that Iowa State got in the first half. 7 from Grayer, and then they got 6 each from Hornacek, Thompkins, and Robinson. They've got to be happy there.
Well, that's always the key. If you can get balanced scoring, that's the best thing you've got going for. Harper, of course, is a big scorer for Miami, but Jeff Grayer did a tremendous job on him. But they started the game, to me, going to Hanna and attacking Hill down inside. They do have 3 fouls on him, and he was double-figure scoring, I think, with 10.
All right, I've been having a ball today doing this game with this guy because I used to watch him play for the Akron Goodyears. He's played basketball so many years. You must have been in situations where your team was a little tentative or just maybe made some mistakes or just couldn't seem to get into a rhythm in the first half. What happened at halftime? What was the kind of thing that got you going?
Well, I think it's a matter of the play. I think they're going to start heating up things. You're in an NCAA tournament. There's a lot of pressure. You come out and a little tight, but these kids are talented athletes, and I think you'll see them come out and perform even better in this second half.
Jeff Grayer is doing a great job on Ron Harper, but I'm still kind of expecting Harper to go off here in the second half.
Well, he's the kind of player, like I say, they started soft with him going to Hanna. That was their game plan, but Harper's a tremendous talent, as you can see by the abilities he's showing.
Well, it promises to be a great second half if it's going to be anything like the first. We're excited about it. We'll be back with more of our halftime activities right after these messages. You see our halftime score. I'm Frank Herzog along with Gary Thompson. It's a little deceiving. Miami of Ohio started off this game, jumped out to a 7-point lead. Then Iowa State came back and got out to a 7-point lead. And now we come back to a 1-point ball game. I think maybe the balance is the thing that's kept Iowa State. We've got to play. Kept Iowa State in this game.
Well, it has, and both clubs made runs. Iowa State turned it over earlier. But here's now we got Miami inside and going up for the rebound. You'll see Grayer, 44, has done the great defensive job. He'll kick out to Hornacek. This happened the first half as Iowa State got that 7-point lead on transition. Goes down to his running mate at guard, Gary Tompkins, takes it up off the glass and gets 2, and that's what got Iowa State that 7-point lead, 21-14 at that time.
All right, on the other hand, Miami of Ohio has relied on Ron Harper, their star, to do things, and they seem to benefit when he has failed to do things. He's had a hard time finding his range. We got a piece of videotape to show you exactly what we're talking about. Here's Harper. He'll get the good shot and miss it. The guy who's getting the benefit, though, is Lamont Hanna, number 44 there. Vicious dunk. Hanna has scored 10 points to lead Miami of Ohio here at halftime. So I guess some minor adjustments at the half, and then they just go after each other again.
Well, in foul trouble for Iowa State, they have to be concerned about that with Hill 3 and Virgil 3. But Dave Moss has played a good backup center role for Iowa State in the last 4 or 5 games.
All right, it's a one-point game at halftime. We'll return. It's the 1986 NCAA Basketball Championship. From the Hubert H. Humphrey Metrodome in Minneapolis, Minnesota, it's the Miami University Redskins versus the Cyclones of Iowa State. Welcome back to the Metrodome. And look at these shooting statistics. I think this is important. Iowa State leads by a point. They've shot 53.5% from the floor. Miami of Ohio has shot just 34% from the floor. The difference, though, at the foul line. Look, 11 free throws for Miami, just 5 for Iowa State. They hit on 8 of 11. Rebounds and turnovers are dead even there, 7 apiece. The scoring for Miami, Hanna leads them with 10 points, courtesy of some Ron Harper misses. Harper was 7. Newsome and Clayborne. Nobody really in foul trouble. That's not the story for Iowa State. Hornacek with 2 fouls. Thompson and Grayer and Hornacek the leading scorers along with Robinson. More important, Ron Virgil and Sam Hill have 3 fouls apiece. Starting forward and starting center. Those could be factors here in the second half.
And the Miami Redskins have to feel pretty good that they're only 1 down when they got their superstar. Ron Harper was only 2 for 11 from the field and 7 points in the first half. He's 3 from the line, but he got 6 rebounds. On the other hand, Jeff Grayer, the two that are battling each other, Jeff was 3 for 5, had 7 points in the first half and 8 rebounds. So both making contributions on the boards.
I'm going to check real quick here, Gary, but I believe 2 for 11 may be his worst. If he kept that up, it would be his worst shooting performance of the year.
Well, he's 55% from the field on the season, so he hasn't had very many poor shooting nights.
Our second half is underway. Iowa State with the same people they had at the start. So is Miami.
Iowa State turning their offense over right now.
Playing that man-to-man, but they like to back it back inside. They get a crowd when that ball goes in there to Sam Hill like that. He's still got the shot.
One thing, Hill gives Iowa State a little bit more offense in the lineup when he's in there compared to Dave Moss. Ooh, almost could have been a 4th on Hill. It looked like he might have got him on the arm as he went for the easy 2.
Hanna with a dozen. And so it stays an Iowa State 1-point lead.
But for a guy who wasn't going to start, Lamont Hanna has really done a job. Miami starting out man for man.
Virgil. Only his second field goal.
Well, you don't notice Virgil that much, but he gives Johnny Orr a solid performance. Plays about 25 minutes a game, almost 4 rebounds. He ranks 3rd in assists and steals on the team and still gets about 8 points a game.
Ron Harper's got his first bucket and his 9th point.
It's tough to keep a great player down. Look for Harper maybe to bust loose. I know Iowa State coming in, they didn't feel like they could, shut him down as well probably as they have in the first half, but they wanted to control him and not let him have the big night.
Harper with a block, and here he comes leading the break.
There's other things besides scoring, and he had 6 rebounds in the first half, and now a big block. He had a steal in the early part of the game.
Oh, Hornacek, what a shot.
Tough shot. Boy, the Redskins get that ball out and kick it down the court in a hurry. Iowa State getting back. Look at the quickness.
And Hornacek will get the foul. That is his 3rd. We want to update a score for you. Cleveland State 83, Indiana 79. That is a final. Bob Knight and the Hoosiers are out of the NCAA tournament. I think it's the first real upset of the tournament. I was a little surprised that DePaul handled Virginia so easily, especially when Comegys fouled out yesterday with 5.5 minutes to go. But this is the first real upset. Nevada, Las Vegas, 74. Northwest Louisiana, 51. That's a final as well. Newsome hits them both. And he now has 6 points for Miami.
Miami in a 2-2-1 now. Pressure trap. Falling back. Playing it pretty soft.
Pretty shot.
Grayer's the kind of player that goes through the game. You don't really notice him and what's happening. At the end, you count up his stats and he'll be there.
I got the impression yesterday talking to Johnny Orr that he may be Orr's favorite because he's quiet. He just gets it done. There's that little guy sneaking underneath. Newsome with his 8.
Somebody got lost on defense or else picked away from the ball.
It has been nip and tuck 1 point now for about 8 minutes. First 3 minutes of this second half and the last 5 minutes of the first. They've just traded baskets. Pretty move and a foul.
Well, there's Harper again, though. If it wasn't for the foul, he has the block.
Staker's second foul. Ohio 2A Player of the Year in high school in '84. He's a Staker, that is. Pre-med major. Want to be a dentist. The line, Gary Thompkins.
Here's another player that you see his free throw percentage amazing, shooting 59% from the field, alongside of it 41-3 from the foul line, and gets 2 down as he gets the bounce.
(41-38), 3-point lead, Iowa State. And a steal, Virgil again. Oh, blind pass, and it turned out that way. Sam Hill says, my fault. I leaned the wrong way. It's a great pass in there by Gary Tompkins. Iowa State retains possession.
Excuse me, Frank. Hornacek leads his club in assists, but Gary Tompkins does an excellent job. He's had 2 seasons where he's been over 100 assists. And when he takes over for Hornacek next year, you're going to see his assists really rise per game.
See how he shoots. Nope.
Well, they're shading on Hornacek. When they're back in there, they're going to give Tompkins that shot because he's not the good outside shooter. He's more of a penetrator.
Good shot that time by Staker. His first field goal of the day.
Redskins getting the ball down quick, and before Iowa State can really get their defense set up. Look at that defense by Miami. They are way back in there.
Almost tipped it back in. Let's see. There he goes again. The outlet to Harper. Pretty play. Kept with it.
Stayed right with it. I think Virgil got a piece of it when he first went up the first time for the layup. He lost control of it, caused him to miss it, but came back and got it down.
Miami back in front, 42-41. First time they've led since it was 30-29.
Now that guy's got to see the ball more in this game because I think he's going to score. Grayer with 11. If they can get it to him, he's going to be tough down inside.
White ball is the call. They are playing, both of these teams are playing very close to the glass. They're packing it back in, and it's very rugged in there. A lot of contact.
As you said, they really match up well size-wise. Sam Hill, 6'9", a little bit bigger, but he's not that physical a player. And this clubs really are going at each other.
Iowa State can stretch the lead back to 3 here. They've been able to do that once here in the second half. They need a basket. We're ticking down to 15 minutes left to go here in the ball game. Frank Herzog along with Gary Thompson. Minneapolis. It snowed twice in the last 3 days. Beautiful.
There he's got Grayer down there.
Got a whistle. Harper reach in. 2 fouls on him.
They take their time and reverse the ball. They got a good combination there with Hornacek outside going inside to Grayer, because you can't afford to drop off of Hornacek outside because he can hit that shot.
Grayer's at the line. Here's a ball Big 8 player. He had 25 points and 6 rebounds against Kansas in the Big 8 tournament championship game. Needs just 17 points to become the all #3 single season scorer in Iowa State history.
Struggling at the free throw line, though. Iowa State 1 out of 5 in the first half. He finally gets one down. He's 2 out of 5.
He has 12 points. That's how close he is to his...
Miami setting in a 1-4 offense, then they'll run the picks on the wings, and eventually they like to get, a lot of times, Harper posted up down inside. This little Newsome is quick. Look at that explosion.
Yeah.
Man, he just sailed by Thompson.
Oh, he swiped it away from Hill, and we get a foul call. He's something, isn't he? He is something. 14:35 left to go here in the basketball game. Iowa State's ball. Timeout on the floor with the score. Iowa State 44, Miami of Ohio 42. 2-point lead for Iowa State. As the Iowa State players went over to the bench, Johnny Orr gave him an earful.
Here's Eric Newsome. Watch the explosion he's got right there to the basket. This time kind of a running wild hook. Come off of there, Sam Hill. And Newsome's going to strip in there. And Hanna both. They call it on Hanna.
That's only the second foul on Hanna. He leads Miami of Ohio with 12 points. Harper now has 11.
Here in the second half, Frank, here's the field goal percentage now. Miami 5 of 8, 62%. Iowa State 5 of 7, 71%.
Wow. Virgil.
They can't afford to give Virgil that shot. He's a good baseline shooter, and against the zones, he's had some good games in double figures.
Iowa State with its biggest lead of the second half. 4 points, 46-42.
I'll tell you, Grayer, just continue. I can't, is amazed the job he's doing on Harper, because he's a tremendous talent, quick, but he's really staying down. Boy, lost opportunity for Miami right there. They had the back pick, and he was wide open.
That was one of those where he was looking to shoot before he caught the ball. 10 turnovers now for Miami of Ohio. 10 turnovers. Iowa State has settled down, and they're still at 7. That's what they had in the first half. They've got a 4-point lead and a chance to stretch it here to 6 if they can get a good shot. So they're going to work the clock a little bit. Running people through the middle of that defense. Well, they sag back in there, and there's wide. Good steal. And a fast break bucket.
What a job by Harper. Shows his All-American caliber. Having a little rough night shooting, but I'm telling you, makes the steal again in the top 5 in those 3 categories. Steals is one of them, and I can think of 2 for sure that he's had in this ball game.
Hunter with his 4th point, and it's back to a 2-point game. Hornacek. Can't get it to drop. You can see a tight rim on that shot.
Well, Miami has really cut off the inside scoring right now, and Iowa State's having to live on that perimeter. Harper trying to post up down low, calling for the ball on that side.
Hunter again.
Well, they made a gamble on defense, and Iowa State did, and got burned as Hunter took it to the basket. Good job of recognition there by Hunter.
We are tied at 46. First tie in the ball game, I think. Second. We're tied at 12. Sam Hill powers in for his 6th.
Finally found the handle there. It looked like he had the basket, fumbled the ball, finally got control, and up and in for 2. Mentioned Harper, he had 2 steals in that first half, so he's 3 on the ball game. Averages 3.4 steals a game. Nice pass.
He can't get it, but they tip it back in. I think Sam Hill tipped that in.
Well, it might be. I think it'll probably be credited to Hanna, 44. They give it to
Hanna gets it, yes. 14th point. He can thank Sam Hill for that. You're tied at 48. There's Hill at the other end. And a whistle. Virgil now has got 4 personal fouls. He went over the back of Harper that time. And he's too valuable to get into that situation. Jerry Pearson's going to have to take him out right now with 11:22 left to go in the game and keep him out for several minutes.
Well, Virgil's hanging in there.
No, he's going to stay in.
Right, but he knew right away when he went up over the top that he had made a mistake.
I wonder what Johnny Orr's thinking there now. Why would you leave the guy in with 4 personal fouls? Schilling. Miami sets up that offense again. Lampy's in the ball game.
No, Virgil's on a tough kid right now, too, for quickness.
Harper can't hold on.
Good look at Johnny Orr. A little reserved right now. As you said before, Johnny Orr calling out a play number 4. It looked like 4 was for Grayer coming from the backside trying to get in.
Sam Hill had the rebound and got fouled by Schilling. Eddie Schilling's first.
This Miami team really plays the rebound. When it comes down, a kid rebounds, comes down low with the ball there. Schilling and Newsome are always in there pecking away, trying to make the strip.
Team foul situation now. Iowa State has 2. Miami of Ohio has 4. So neither in foul in a one-on-one situation yet. Hornacek will trigger the inbound play. Oh, pretty pass.
I was going to say, I like the call that Johnny Orr made on that 4-player. They were going to go down to Grayer inside because I keep having the feeling that he needs to see the ball a little bit more.
I want to follow up on that in a minute.
Boy, Grayer's going to have to be tired after this game. He's just tagging Harper wherever he goes, trying to front him to get in.
So the question begs then, Gary, why would you want him to see the ball more if he's going to be tired guarding Harper?
Well, I say tired after the game. He's the kind of kid that can stay with it. He's fighting, and he'll tell you himself that playing tough defense helps his offense, and I think that's what gets your adrenaline going. If you're playing good tough on the defense, you're not going to get tired as far as affecting your offense. But what I'm saying is at the end of this ball game, he's going to know that he's been in for one because he is chasing him all the time.
So even though he's got such hard work cut out for it defensively, he's going to play better offensively. That's why we want him to get the ball more, all right?
I think that's just the same way with your team. If your team is playing good, tough defense and really hustling, their offense will flow right with it.
Harper finally goes outside to get a bucket.
Shows you his range.
Grayer at the other end, and we get a charge. Harper's the man who takes the charge, so Ron Harper's starting to come alive as Grayer picks up his 2nd personal foul. There's a timeout on the court with a score. Miami of Ohio 52, Iowa State 50. State has outscored Miami of Ohio 21-20 here in the second half. That's why they have a 52-50 lead. Take it back. It goes the other way around. 21-20 the other way. Anyway, look at the turnovers. First half, 14 total turnovers. Miami seems to be a little off track. Credit more to the Iowa defense.
Well, but Miami's made it up. They're 10 of 13 now, 76.9% here in the second half. Iowa State has fallen. When we say fallen, they were shooting around 71. They're 8 out of 13 at 61.5%.
Miami of Ohio has outscored Iowa State 22-19 here in the second half. Straighten that up. Back to math class. Miami of Ohio's ball. They've got the lead. 9.5 minutes to go.
Miami again is setting that 1-4 offense. Schilling on the point.
Offensive boards and a foul underneath. For those of you watching ESPN, we'd like to welcome you to Minneapolis. I'm Frank Herzog along with Gary Thompson. Miami of Ohio and Iowa State going after each other like a couple of heavyweights in a classic fight. It started off with Miami of Ohio jumping to an early lead. Iowa State coming back and taking a 7-point lead in the first half. It was a 1-point difference at halftime. And now here in the second half with 9 minutes left to go, Miami of Ohio has got a 4-point edge, 54-50. That's the biggest lead they've had since early in the ball game.
Newsome's got 8 points in the second half, which helped Miami get that lead.
They stretch it to 6.
Good pass by Harper down on the break. Kick it off with the left hand, dished it off. Redskins getting out and running, a 6-point lead.
Hunter with his 8th point of the afternoon. Another steal. Schilling this time comes up with it. There's Harper, and they're going to set things up.
Boy, and Harper has really been in the middle of things here in the second half. He's had steals, rebounds. He's been in the middle of the break, had some shots down.
Oh, what a pretty shot. And a chance for a 3-point play. Look at Johnny Orr. What do you do to stop that kid? Ron Harper, the All-American, with a beautiful drive. His 15th point and a chance to make it 16.
Well, he's getting position. Grayer not able to lead him across right now. As you see him, Hanna comes in. He beats Grayer over to the side. Comes up, gets it off the glass, just jumps right over everybody. Great leaper, has that ability. And he'll be at the line as we come back live for a 3-pointer.
Harper, Mr. Everything in the Mid-America Conference. Conference Player of the Year, leading scorer all time. And missed the free throw. Iowa State now trails by 8 points. Suddenly, Miami of Ohio has jumped out.
Harper 4 out of 5 in the second half. He was only 2 for 11 in that first half, so he's getting on track, which we said is probably what would happen. You can't keep those great players down.
Here's something Miami of Ohio has been doing all day long for you ESPN viewers who have just joined us. Look how they crowd into the paint. There's 4 guys. Almost all 5 players are right there within that lane.
Well, Iowa State runs a cutting offense like that and try to free him up inside, but they've been jamming it, as you said.
Thompkins with his first field goal.
Big hoop right there for Iowa State. They needed something to break the run by Miami and keep this thing from going double figures.
We're at the 7.5-minute mark. A whistle on the scramble and a foul.
It's going to be on
the
Harper.
All-American Harper. His 3rd. That's 5 team fouls now on Miami of Ohio. Each team has 5 team fouls with 7.5 minutes left to go.
You know, Harper and Gray are so alike. They're so smooth that in the game, you really don't notice them that much. They don't stand out, but their stats are there.
Here's the little playmaker Thompkins. Had 100 assists in his freshman year, the first ever do that at Miami of Ohio. Sam Hill.
I think that's where Salmon needs to go rather than to the outside. They can get him open on some shots down low, and this partisan Iowa crowd that's here rooting for both Iowa State and Iowa really rising to the occasion now.
Close to 30,000 people inside the Metrodome. Oh, I don't know if I like that shot. Too far out. A scramble. Look at him wrestle on that floor.
It's in rugby, that's called a scrum.
Miami gets the possession on the jump ball, the alternating jump rule. So the Redskins will inbound underneath their basket.
Team fouls are 5 and 5, so as we go down the last 6.5 minutes, both teams have 1 foul they can give before putting the other in a 1-on-1 situation.
Starting forward, Karlton Clayborne has come back in for Miami of Ohio. He's yet to score in the second half. Miami sets it up with a 4-point lead. 6.5 minutes left to go in this game.
Iowa State, a good defensive stance right here could really bring the crowd in if they could hold Miami and then come down and score. They're making their run back.
Plenty of time on the shot clock if you're wondering, but there's a steal. Schafer with the steal, and let's see what Virgil can do. He's playing with 4 fouls, remember.
Good job by Virgil that time. And not forcing the action. You made your initial run on a transition game, didn't get it, set it up, try and get something good.
Virgil. He He has 8 points now, 6 of them in the second half. He's also playing with 4 fouls, so he's really putting up performance.
And you got Iowa State getting in that zone. They got the foul problems. Normally you don't like to play zone. Trying probably also to help on Harper, who was getting open inside on that man-for-man offense. Ooh, nice pass. Too bad for Miami. Lost control of the ball.
Iowa State looks to run, forced it, and got a turnover. Schilling the ball. Pretty pass.
Thompkins has tried a couple, 3 times today to try and make a sensational pass.
14 points for Newsome, 10 here in the second half.
Well, a double-barrel offense, Harper and Newsome, has come to play here in the second half.
60-56. Miami of Ohio with a 4-point lead. They had it at 8 for just a brief shining moment, and Iowa State came back. Getting one shot now. Yep. Getting down the floor, getting one shot. Miami starting to control those boards. Ron Harper with the ball. He's had a frustrating day for the All-American.
Well, it was in the first half, Frank, but he has come back in the second half, and not only has he shot well here, but he's also contributed in other areas, his rebounding and his steals and assists.
There's that little guy. Harper with a rebound.
He just out-quick Schafer there for that board.
Oh, I can't get it to drop, but there's the man who can. Lamont Hanna. He's been cleaning up. Ron Harper misses all day. He's got 16 points and leads Miami of Ohio in scoring. Just under the 4-minute mark left to go here in the ball game. 62-56 Miami. Team foul situations are even with 5 team fouls apiece. So they're 2 fouls away from the penalty. Iowa State will keep the ball. There's a timeout on the floor with the score. Miami of Ohio 62, Iowa State 56. Miami of Ohio enjoys a 6-point lead over Iowa State here late in the second half. They got it up to 8 points, 58-50. There's Schilling leading the break. He's had a big effort here in the second half with a nice feed. Eric Newsome has hit a couple of key shots. Scored 10 points in the second half. Those have been the factors, key factors, for Miami of Ohio.
Newsome with that 10, Frank, and Harper with 8 have been the big offensive guns, and then Hanna's chipped in with 6, and also Hunter.
Harper said something interesting. We've been to the NCAA. This will be the 3rd time, he said. And for the 3 seniors on this team, we don't want to waste it this time. We want to enjoy it as long as we possibly can.
And Iowa State now going cold, cannot hit the outside shot, and that's the one thing that Miami has forced is Iowa State outside. They've not given up very many baskets on the inside in the paint area.
Now Miami can start to work that clock, right?
Well, they work it with, they've got a 6-point lead. I don't think they want to come off their game with 3:19.
There's their game right there. Can't get it. We got a hack.
A big rebound by Hornacek, who's come back in the game now.
Miami's Lamont Hanna gets called for the foul.
Here comes Harper in there, jumps inside, double pumps it, doesn't get it up off the glass, and Hornacek, a good rebounding guard, comes in and gets tripped as he goes down. He looks like he's in pain, but he's a tough kid.
I think the ball took a funny bounce.
Yep, looks like he's looking for a contact.
Looks like he lost a contract. Ball took a funny bounce at him in the eye, and a contact fell out.
You got to be watch out for walking around. That's the way to find it.
That's right. That cheerleader's got the right idea.
The idea.
Interesting, though. That shows you the sportsmanship. That's a Miami of Ohio cheerleader looking for Hornacek contact. I think they spotted it. They creep forward. The official is closing in on it now. Nope.
Sometimes what you get is you get perspiration down there. It looks like one. Now, they're looking. I think they're maybe looking at it to find out if it's in his eye. It might have gotten rolled up. He says
he found it. It's right here all the time. He's a great kid. I talked to him yesterday. And, you know, he was very close to be playing basketball at Cornell this year. And then he just couldn't make up his mind. And he waited and he waited. And finally, they said, well, look, we'll let you come to Iowa State and try out for a spot on the team. But you're going to have to sit out a semester. And he said, okay. And he showed up overweight and out of shape and hadn't done badly since, has he?
That breather may not have been bad for Iowa State. They've been shooting outside shots. They've been coming up a little short. Maybe a little rest right there might help them.
3 minutes left to go in a basketball game. 62-56 is our score. Miami with the lead. Miami on defense, and there are those hands inside. Virgil comes up with it, though, and hits.
Big play by Virgil, playing the ball all the way, not giving up, starting down court. He stayed with it, come up with the loose ball.
10 for Virgil, 8 in the second half. And they've cut it to 4. Timeout. Jerry Peirson wants to talk. We'll take a break. 2 minutes, 40 seconds left to go. Timeout on the court with the score. Miami of Ohio 62, Iowa State 58. Jerry Peirson just talked to his team and pretty adamant about what he wants out there.
There's a key basket for Iowa State as they cut it back to 4. The ball was deflected away, but Virgil right there takes it in, goes up over Hanna, gets the shot down. Big defensive stance going to be necessary by Iowa State right now with 2:30 to play.
Foul. Sam Hill will get called for the personal foul, and that's 4 on him.
Well, you know, that's been a key for them all starting out the game. Hanna against Hill. They challenged him in there. Robinson came off and actually made a block on the shot. One thing, if you're going to foul a guy, the percentages are in your favor with Lamont Hanna. He's only 42% free throw shooter.
Today, Gary, that statistic has meant nothing. Every time we referred to the free throw statistics, the guys have done the opposite. And we had an 81%er miss a little while ago. He hits 1 of 2, 17 points for Lamont Hanna. 64-58, a 6-point Miami lead.
He's the guy that I think Iowa State, regardless of what's happened with us commenting on it, I think they still have to look for him if they're in a situation to go to foul.
Virgil. Oh, he's been hot. 12 points for Ron Virgil, the senior guard, senior forward.
Timeouts. I don't think that Iowa State has called any timeouts, so they're in a position to keep them to try and deaden the clock here at the end of the game.
2 minutes left to go. 2 minutes. 63-60 Miami. They've got possession.
Look for them to try to go to the Iowa State force, come back man for man. Look to, I think, to go to Harper now on a post-up.
Hornacek got to handle the ball. There's 24 seconds left on the shot clock. 24 seconds. Look at him. That's a nasty-looking brace on that kid's knee. But it doesn't bother him much, does it? Oh, is that basket interference?
We got an offensive foul. Boy, is this a big play in the ball game. We'll give Iowa State a break as he was up over the top and had it down, which would have been a 5-point lead.
And they're in the bonus.
Set it up. Oh, he just misses the shot. And watch him. He rides the back over there, and that's Hornacek, I think, inside, really covering up for Sam Hill with his 4th foul.
That's 3 fouls on Lamont Hanna. They're checking now the 1-on-1. I believe it's a 1-on-1 situation. Let's see what the officials are deciding. The scoreboard is saying that Iowa State is in the bonus.
Well, both teams are in the bonus. This is whether he... Now they're motioning, but he called it as an offensive foul going up.
Now they're saying Miami of Ohio's Lamont Hanna has 5 personal fouls. Well, that's, I'm surprised by that. We didn't have him for 5. The 3 of us keeping it down here. And I had that as Lamont Hanna's 3rd personal.
Well, they had the rule that he went up over the top, got the ball, had possession, and then went into the man for the... No, now we're... Okay, that's what I just didn't see how they could... I was looking over here at the official lined up, and I was sure that that had to be a shooting foul.
See who's standing out there? Hornacek. He was going to go to the line to shoot the free throws. And the Miami guys are saying, wait a minute. He wasn't under the basket. He's not the guy who got fouled. I don't know if we still have the replay. I think it's Sam Hill, isn't it?
No, Hornacek was in the position.
Was he?
Yep.
Well, the Miami guys are saying, hey, that guy's not supposed to be shooting. So now the officials are going over to check. Little gamesmanship. It happens all the time.
You know, when we had the play back there, Hornacek had come off and was helping out Sam Hill. I think what happened is they weren't aware that Iowa State was in the 1-and-1 when they first started to give them the ball out of bounds. Here's the play. Now you can take the look. Here's the lob pass. Doesn't come in. Hornacek filters in. Here comes Hanna right up over Hornacek right there. And he gets it and comes down on top. Waved off the basket. Charged the foul to Hanna. A big break for Iowa State. Now they're still arguing. I think Peirson is still arguing. Well, one thing this serves a purpose for Coach Peirson right here is that it's the same as the freeze, the amount of time you're taking to get the ball in play for that free throw shooter to get to the line.
Now, Johnny Orr is saying yes. It was 14 who got fouled. We can confirm that with a replay. All is right with the world, and Mr. Hornacek will go to the line. Mr. Hornacek. This is only his second trip to the free throw line today, and on the first one, he missed a free throw. Not this time. Not when it's 1-and-1, huh?
Well, this game has been played in runs. First it was Miami, then Iowa State, and then Miami came back, and now in this second half, Miami made the big run, got it up to 8, and Iowa State now has brought it back
to 2. 63-61, a minute 29 seconds to go. Iowa State fans screaming defense. Miami of Ohio saying, let's go, guys, get a good shot. They're going to work that clock just a little bit. Oh, look at here, turnover. There's Hornacek leading the break. Tie ball game.
Good job by Hornacek of waiting and let the men get to their lanes and Robinson to flare out and get the shot.
You see the time in the lower right-hand corner. We're tied. Hornacek trying to draw the foul. Didn't get it.
Boy, he really got popped. Schilling got him right in the... Harper. That's your man. When you got the All-American, you go to him.
Miami 65. Iowa State 63. Johnny Orr wants timeout to set up his play. 36 seconds left to go. Now you play a little clock here. 36 seconds left on the game clock and 36 seconds left on the shot clock. So they are identical. So what can happen here, what I'm saying is Johnny Orr can set up for one final shot to tie the game. We wish to take this opportunity to thank NCAA Basketball Committee Representative Dave Hart, Tournament Manager Jerry Bell, Tournament Media Coordinator Robert Peirson, Athletic Director Richard Schreider of Miami, Head Basketball Coach Jerry Peirson and his staff, and Sports Information Director Dave Young. And from Iowa State, Athletic Director Max Brick, Head Basketball Coach Johnny Orr and his staff, and Sports Information Director Dave Starr. Transportation arrangements made through Fugazi International Travel, the official travel agency for NCAA championships. 36 seconds left to play. You see the score. Miami of Ohio 65, Iowa State 63. Iowa State has the basketball with 36 seconds left and 36 seconds left on the shot clock. So they can go down for a shot that they hope will tie and force an overtime.
Well, I think Johnny Orr, I do not think that they'll go for one shot as far as playing it down. I think what you have to look for here is good. The first good shot, when you can get it, you're going to have to take it. Got Peirson over here on the other side. He's talking to his kids. The one thing that he's thinking about right now is do not foul. Do not give them a three-point opportunity to tie the game and take the lead, because the worst that they can come out of it if Iowa State scores is with a tie. Got to look what the defense comes out here. Johnny Orr, some anxious moments for him right now. You got three guys that I think, unless it comes off a play or a penetration to pass out, you got Hornacek and Gray to look for. Also Virgil over the years has come through with some clutch buckets, and he's also had a good hand here late in the game.
Hornacek with a shot. Whoa, he's got it. You see the time. Miami must call timeout. We are tied at 65. Now Johnny Orr has the situation the way he would like it. He says he wants to rely on his defense at the end of the game. He doesn't want to have to get that key shot. He wants his defense to be able to play. Jerry Peirson, on the other hand, is relaxed about the matter. Hey, we got good players. We can get a good shot.
Well, it's anxious to see. Iowa State went for a zone for a while. Right now, you have to worry about Newsome's a quick kid who can penetrate. They could put you in a one-on-one situation, or Harper, who has that great athletic ability where once he gets the ball to make something happen, take the ball away from you and also get the one-on-one foul shot. Little ball fake, moved the defense, moved Hunter away from him as he gave him plenty of room, and a good clutch shooter, Hornacek, gets it down. See him waving his teammates back to get back on defense.
Let's play defense. The possession arrow now, in case of a jump ball, just something to think of with 20 seconds left. Possession arrow goes to Iowa State, so if there were a jump ball situation, Iowa State would get the ball.
Unofficially, we're on the scoreboard. I'm not able to tell what the timeouts are. Be interesting to see what Iowa State sets up with. If that coach right there, Jerry Peirson, takes a look and wants to get another timeout and set his offense.
If I'm Miami of Ohio's coach, Jerry Peirson, I'm saying Harper gets the shot. Harper's going to take it. He's the guy that got him here.
Iowa State's showing zone with hands up.
Yes, they are. They're in a 2-3.
You know, I think this is a good move because I think they're so dangerous with Newsome in their one-on-one situation for the foul.
Quickly, timeout is called off the missed shot.
Boy, I think that was a great move to go to the zone, because I was saying the one-on-one with Newsome, he's so quick. Thompson's a good defensive player, but he's beaten him time and time again. And Harper also the great one-on-one ability. I think a great move by Johnny Orr going to the zone.
Who was it? If Harper got that last shot?
Newsome, the little guard from the corner.
The little guard who's been hitting them all. Well, but that's a good choice, too.
You got what you wanted, though, from a defensive standpoint. If you're going to get beat, you'd rather get beat outside at 20-some feet than to nail it inside on you and go to that line or get the little shot.
With 2 seconds left, you got not much you can do but hope for a prayer. A pass to midcourt and a long shot.
Well, you have to take a page out of the Bradley Braves book this year. Twice they pulled off 1 second place, once against Drake and once against Dayton, where they threw the length of the court to the top of the circle, and Hersey Hawkins caught one in midair, turned around and nailed it to beat Drake, and the other one he caught came down and shot it in to tie a ball game, and they won it in overtime. So there's a lot of things that can happen in 1 or 2 seconds.
We've had an upset today. Cleveland State beat Indiana to eliminate the Hoosiers from the tournament. This one has been back and forth. It's just been a war all day. And
you got to alert maybe Iowa State what you're talking about here. If you're thinking about offensively, it can't be too aggressive that you go to and make a foul going for the basketball situation.
That's right.
So you both teams got to kind of play it cozy right here. And that's what happens sometimes on a long down court pass, is that you're trying to guard against that foul and you let a guy get away for that shot.
Hornacek will inbound, and he wants a line. He wants a stack there. He gets it, and he'll call timeout. They saw the defense, and I'm wondering, Gary, if this isn't a little strategy now. They saw what the defensive alignment was, and maybe they'll try to run a play off based on that defense.
I don't think it was to look up and line up with the defense. I think they were having trouble getting the ball in, is exactly, and he saved the timeout.
Much simpler, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
They're not going to use another timeout in that situation, I don't think, looking at an overtime game when they can use it to a better advantage.
Jerry Peirson was upset with one man being in a way at midcourt. He wanted to move him around a little bit, and that's what he's done.
You see, right now with 2 seconds, you've got a time, but you're always, in taking that time out, you got to look at the number of times you do convert under 2 seconds of play, and particularly when you're on the other end of the court.
Here's our story. 65-65 tie. 2 seconds left to go. Iowa State has the ball here on the near side. That's their great guard, Hornacek, who will inbound. At midcourt, got through Sam Hill's hands, and time's going to run out. We're going to overtime. Well, that's the score at the end of regulation. Is Miami 65, Iowa State 65. We'll be back for overtime right after this message. We are underway in overtime. Miami of Ohio controls the tip, and we got a foul. Hornacek wanted a jump ball. He won't get it. Instead, Newsome will go to the foul line.
Well, Iowa State had the momentum going. As you look at Johnny Orr and one of his assistants, Steve Antrim, as the game in the last few minutes, they came from behind, so have the momentum going in. But Newsome right now, it's always important, I think, if you can get on the board first in an overtime. Maybe not quite as crucial anymore as when we got that 45-second clock as to when you were playing without the clock.
He hits them both. Incidentally, Hornacek now has 4 personal fouls, along with Sam Hill and Ron Virgil. So 3 Iowa State players have 4 personal fouls. Almost a turnover. Hornacek.
Boy, when it's game time, that kid seems to come through for Iowa State. He has hit 2 clutch buckets now.
Ring the bell. He'll show up. 13 points now for Hornacek.
Iowa State in that zone, not their #1 defense, but they're in foul trouble, and I think it's a good defense right now in cutting off Harper and Newsome with that penetration.
Almost threw it away. There's the drive. Lampy can't get a follow. Hornacek has the rebound.
You know what happened in that situation? Hill came off because of 4 fouls. And I think the Miami player thought that he was going to go up, and sometimes that's worse than if the guy goes after you. You expect it, and it doesn't come, and you miss the shot.
Got it in.
Well, he's been quiet for a while. Greer has not seen the basketball for quite some time.
A foul underneath. Long shot that time.
You know, Robinson had good inside position that time. He did not have to push. With the ball being shot from that side, percentages are going to come off on the side he was on, and he had really pretty good position.
Karlton Clayborne is at the line. 23 starts as a freshman for Miami of Ohio. 68% at the foul line. Got the first. These are his first free throws of the day.
No, he made 2 in the first half, Ray. He's 3 for 3 right now, going to the line, going for that 4th, and gets it.
So he's got 8 points now. 6.
Iowa State coaches, you see him across the way hollering out something that they wanted to get run. Miami got a 3-2 zone with Harper. Their quick hit and Luther outside. Virgil really kept Iowa State in it down the stretch. When they were down 6, 8 points, he hit the outside shot and really got Iowa State a chance to get into this overtime game.
He's got 14 now. He had 10 in the second half. Oh, the pass was thrown too high for Harper. That's 15 turnovers now for Miami of Ohio. 15 turnovers. That's uncharacteristic. 71-69, Iowa State. They can stretch the lead to 4 if they can get a bucket here with 2.5 minutes left to go in overtime. Frank Herzog and Gary Thompson, the Metrodome in Minneapolis. It's been a whale of a game here. A tip. Greer.
There's one of the super players, the Big 8 Conference, man. For Jeff Greer coming through and with a big tip.
And there's a turnover, a travel.
Miami trying to come down quick, get a quick basket, turns it over. 2 crucial turnovers.
Greer. And Clayborne must foul to prevent a breakaway. His first foul of the day.
Well, Iowa State finding something a little extra here in this overtime. Getting the advantage, forcing Miami to come up and pressure up with that 4-point lead and just go right over the top. And that's a gutsy call. A lot of people just want to get it in and take care of the ball.
73-69 Iowa State. Greer at the line. Averages 21 points a game. First team all Big 8.
What a tip in. Elmer Robinson.
A foul and a chance for a 3-point play by Ron Hunter. So just as Iowa State seems to be pulling away, 75-69, Hunter comes up with the bucket. Hunter's called for the foul.
We got
And back at the line goes Jeff Greer. (75-71) Iowa State. Got it. Two minutes, 3 seconds left to go in the overtime. They've stretched that lead to 5 on the shoulders of this man. It stays at 5 off the miss. Good offensive rebound that time.
Well, Schilling shooting that ball from way outside. I think I'd be waiting for that Harper. Great pass.
Oh, beautiful pass by Staker to Clayborne for his 8th point. And Miami of Ohio quickly has called a timeout with 1:45 to go. They've cut the lead to 3 on this play.
Watch this. Staker comes in. Great bounce pass. Iowa State not hustling fast enough to get there. Greer couldn't get there. Takes it up off the glass for 2. And we're back to a 3-point ball game.
They're not done yet, are they? Jerry Pearson's going to make a substitution. (76-73). 3 points is the difference, and there's plenty of time. 1:45 seconds left to go. We are in overtime.
And the roles just reversed now as Iowa State was fighting this position in the regulation game time, and it's just been back and forth.
It's entirely in character, isn't it? It's been this way since the opening tip. Somebody takes a lead and somebody fights back.
Timeouts remaining to see there is important to come down the stretch. Miami has 1 left. Iowa State Cyclones have 2.
The Iowa State cheerleaders. There's the Miami bench. Iowa State will inbound the ball and go 94 feet with it. Need a basket here to stretch that lead back to 5 points.
When they get it in the hands of Hornacek, he's a great guy to have the basketball because he's a good free thrower.
Iowa fans are making noise. Whoa, bad pass by Sam Hill. Almost a steal, almost a turnover. Virgil holds on.
Boy, Harper had that great pass by Hornacek.
And Harper stopped the dunk.
Man, was there a bad break for Miami right there. Harper had that ball. He'd have been gone for the stuff.
Yeah.
Just tried to go with it too quick. He had the steal. It was there. He just tried to go with the ball before he had control.
Robinson will go to the line. He has not shot any free throws today. He has 10 points. He's a 69% free throw shooter.
He's come off the bench and now got 11, and there isn't one point that's been more important than that one that gets Iowa State at least on 2 possessions. As you look at Johnny Orr, I don't know if he's got a prayer there or not, but he's got his hands folded.
Here comes the second from Elmer Robinson.
Big point, puts Iowa State on the odd with a 5-point lead. What you do not want to do down here now for Iowa State is foul, give them a chance for a 3-pointer, as that matter of fact, of killing the clock.
Minute and 20 seconds to go. Staker.
Oh, clutch shooting by both these clubs.
That's only his second field goal, Gary. You have one at the second half and that one in overtime. A minute and 5 seconds to go. You see the clock there in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. A 3-point Iowa State lead. Miami of Ohio is scrambling. Virgil with the ball. Trying to do something. There's Hornacek.
Very good break of the trap.
We welcome our viewers from ESPN. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. You see the time remaining on the game clock. Iowa State holding on to a 3-point lead, and a foul will stop the clock. 1-on-1 situation.
See the Iowa State coaches, Johnny Orr, Jim Hallahan is the assistant we talked about. That was a teammate of Miami coach Jerry Peirson back in their days playing at Miami of Ohio.
Elmer Robinson goes back to the line. A few moments ago, he made 2 that put Iowa State up by 3 points. Just there on the 1-on-1.
Here again in Iowa State, you got to think about staying away from the 3-point.
Staker going forward again.
Staker.
That's 2 big shots he's hit. And isn't that amazing? The guy has 2 points all the way through regulation and comes up with 2 clutch long jumpers in overtime to pull Miami of Ohio within 1 and 28 seconds left to play. That's what makes college basketball so much fun.
Well, the pressure really on Iowa State to control the basketball right now. Of course, inside of the 45-second clock, only 28 left. That's all they have to do is to run it out.
This telecast is a production of the NCAA Communications Department. David E. Kaywood, Assistant Executive Director. The executive producer of NCAA Productions is James A. Marchione. Our game today was produced by Willard McDonald, directed by Brian Seif. Production coordinator Kathy K. Bennett. 78-77. Iowa State by a single point with 28 seconds left to go, and they've got the ball in their hands. The shot clock, of course, is off. And a crowd of nearly 30,000 people inside the Metrodome here in Minneapolis today have seen a whale of a game. The crowd begins to cheer now as these two teams come back out on the floor. This is the first college basketball game that has been played in the Metrodome. They sold 27,500 tickets as of yesterday. They got a crowd of about 30,000 now. The Olympic team played an NBA All-Star game here, an NBA All-Star team here before the Olympics. Otherwise, this is the first college basketball game.
Miami coming up trying to put some trap pressure on.
Iowa State's moving the ball well. There's nobody there. There he is. And a foul. Again, they foul Elmer Robinson, who hit 2 free throws in overtime and then missed the front end of a 1-on-1 just a few moments ago.
Well, you look at, it may be a good foul. You got Elmer Robinson, a freshman. He did hit 2, but he just coming off. When he hit the 2, Iowa State had a 3-point lead. He missed this one on the last time with a 3-point lead. So it may be a good foul, putting him right back into that situation after he's missed one.
Ice him down a little, yeah. Put the pressure on the freshman. It's a 1-point game, 78-77, Iowa State. Now Miami made some defensive changes. They've come back in with Karlton Clayborne, a big forward, the freshman. Iowa State has no men along the lane. Whoa, what's a big free throw.
Well, Robinson certainly figuring in this game prominently down the stretch here. Takes a big sigh of relief there as he got the first one down.
Missed the second. Here comes Miami with a chance to tie. 79-77. Above the rim, what's the call? Basket's good. Goaltending. We're tied at 79 with 4 seconds left.
Well, I was blocked out by the play here.
I thought it would be basket interference, Gary.
I couldn't see who got it.
Now the officials are conferring again. So we'll give credit for the shot to Newsome, huh?
I was blocked out on the play here. Couldn't see who was.
Iowa State going for it, and we got a whistle. Stop play at midcourt.
I think what we got, I think somebody called timeout ahead of, let's see.
The officials are talking. We're across the floor from Johnny Orr. They called a timeout with 2 seconds left. Boo, say some of the fans. What do you mean?
Well, it's going to be a big call out there, whether it's a block or a charge.
Now let's take a look. We've got a replay of the basket that tied the game, and let's see what the call is. The call is,
boy,
the basket was good.
Splits right here. We come back up. And boy, you see two people. You see Grayer and Harper both up there together. Hard to
take
tell.
It from another angle.
Need to shut his penetration down. Two guys, Hornacek faked at him and let him through. And let's watch. You see Grayer go up.
It was Grayer who got a hand on it first. A good call by the officials. Jeff Grayer got a hand on it. Basket interference. The 2 points count by Eric Newsome. And we got a tie ball game. 79-79. Johnny Orr talking to his Cyclones over there. Hoping for some kind of a whirling dervish last-second shot miracle that'll give them a win. Either that or we face double overtime. 2 seconds left to go in this overtime period. There's Jerry Peirson, Coach of the Year in the Mid-American Conference. Miami of Ohio.
Boy, what a job both clubs have done battling back. Iowa State in regulation time, 5 down, with about 2.5 to go, fought back. And now Miami of Ohio down 5 points in this overtime, have come back. 2 great outside shots by Staker.
Middle of the floor. They will inbound right here in front of our microphones.
Only thing different between end of regulation is with 2 seconds, they've got the ball at half court rather than down here at 3/4 court.
Tompkins will inbound. Hornacek is lined up way deep on the baseline. They're looking to get it to him and do. He'll get the shot. It's a good one. What a shot. Jeff Hornacek with a last-second shot from 25, 30 feet.
This is a play that Iowa State has used time and time again in this last-second situation. They used to do it for Barry Stevens last year. They'll run him down the baseline and come out the sideline and get the shot, and he was unmolested even though it was from long range. And Hornacek had about 3 key baskets down the stretch in regulation and overtime.
Head coach Johnny Orr said he didn't want to be in a position where he had to take the last shot, but if he did, that's the man who should take it, and that's the man who did. That's the end of the game with a final score. Iowa State 81, Miami of Ohio 79. We'll return with some closing comments on today's game after these messages.